Hey, I'm Jamey from Stonemeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game Panda Spin, which is a shedding game by Carl Chudok that looks like this. It's a really beautiful game. I'm impressed by how pretty the game is. In fact, let me cut away from that just for a second to show you this one card that I have. You can see on the back of this card, there's this really nice kind of foilish spot UV printing on one side of the card. So this is the side of the card. This is the orientation for the card where it starts in your hand. The side feels nice, but it feels a little more normal. And then at certain points in the game that I'll talk about in a second, you can flip the card over and then it becomes this special side. All other players see this side. You see the reverse side of the card. This is a shedding game. This is a game where you're trying to get rid of all the cards in your hand. And generally the way this works is trick by trick. A player is leading with a certain set of cards, like they might lead with a pair of tens. And because they led with a pair, every other player needs to either play a pair or play a bomb, which is four of a kind, essentially. And so that's the core concept of the game. The flipping comes into play because if you play some cards into a trick and you do not have the best hand in that trick and you can't play a better set of cards than what's already in that trick, you take back your cards into your hand, but you get to flip them. So it's kind of a penalty. You have not been able to shed your cards there. Some other player who had the best they played the best cards for that trick, they get to lose the cards. The idea is to shed the cards out of their trick and have an empty hand. You get those cards back, but you get a really special reward in that you get to flip these cards. So what you're seeing on the screen here is you're seeing some regular cards, this jack, this nine, it's a regular deck of cards, but you're also seeing some flipped cards. You're seeing this card, which is the highest card. This is the Japanese or Chinese icon for the number 2, even though it is, for some reason, the best card in the set. I don't quite understand that, but maybe you can let me know in the comments if you understand it. But this is the number 2, but it is the best card. It can't be beaten. And then you have a pair of tens built into the same card, and then you have a 9. And the meaning of this water droplet icon is that this can be any number that you want. So it's a 9 plus any number. It could be if you're going for a straight, it could be a 10. It could, if you're going for like a pair of 9s and a pair of 10s, which is a viable play, you could make that a 9, whatever you want it to be. So as you can see, actually this card is the number 2 plus another ability. I don't think we had bamboo in the game that we were playing, so I can't remember what that means. I think it's like a point. You get an extra point. But anyway, the cards become better. They're different and they're better when they're flipped around. And on the other side of the cards, you can see here, this is just a plain 9, but it says if you flip it, this will be an 8 plus a water. So that way you don't have to always be flipping cards back and forth to figure out what's on the other side. It shows you right here. But what I really, really like about this mechanism is that it's two things. One, it turns a bad thing into a good thing. The bad thing in this game is not winning a trick and taking your cards back into hand, which really slows your ability down to shed cards. But it turns that bad moment into a special moment where you feel really good because you are getting the upgraded versions of these cards. The other thing I like is that a very common thing I found in trick-taking games, and I love trick-taking games, but there's very rarely a sense of progression or upgrading or getting better at doing anything in the game as you are playing. This is not exactly a trick-taking game. It's a shedding game, but it's adjacent to this. But in this genre of card games, it's very rare that you're actually having a sense of progression or upgrading during the game. But this is that. This gives you, and your cards get better in this game as you play. And that feels really, really good. And I think it's really, really clever that the cards get better simply by themselves. There's no other component needed. All you need to do is flip the cards around, and they are then better for the rest of the trick, or the rest of the hand. Really clever concept, Panda Spin. It's a little bit mind-bending the first time you play it because every card is essentially 2 cards, not unlike the game Scout. But yeah, really, really clever game. I look forward to playing it again. That is my favorite mechanism in Panda Spin. And let me know in the comments let me know your favorite game where you are flipping the cards over to their opposite side, and that changes what the card is. There are certainly a few examples of this, like Scout I mentioned. I think Magic the Gathering has a few cards like this, but I look forward to hearing your examples in the comments below. Thanks.